Now, the National Association of Sea Dogs, otherwise known as the Pyrates Confraternity, was founded by Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka in 1952. In the course of time, the movement had gone through several transformations, even beyond the borders of Nigerian universities, and continues to play a peculiar role in the lives of those who have experienced its activities. Members of the group are here in Lagos for the grand finale of its 70th anniversary. Now, as part of that celebration, a stage play, Wheels of Justice, which is the latest from the stables of Professor Wole Soyinka, will be staged at the Ajiprecito Hall of the Muson Center on Saturday, November the 18th. And for greater insight into everything that's been planned, we're now being joined here by Abiola Owaje, who is the capone of National Association of Sea Dogs, or the Pyrates Confraternity. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to Newsday.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us what we're supposed to look forward to on November the 18th, based on this.
Okay, so the National Association of Sea Dogs, the Pyrates Confraternity, as you said, was founded 70 years ago. We have been celebrating the 70th anniversary since last year, and we're having the grand finale this Saturday on the 18th, as you said. Over the course of the celebrations, we had different activities which are been designed to give back to the community, as well as also do some advocacy as well. In the course of the activity, we did a launch of an investigative report into our embassies worldwide. This was done in Abuja, and which was where we did the presentation of that report. We also did so many other different advocacies just to make sure that at least we're still keeping with the ethos of the organization. So on Saturday, we'll be having the play which Professor Wole Soyinka wrote, and we're also having an evening with him where he'll be able to discuss his life, his plays, his advocacy, and various other issues that might come up on Saturday.
And of course, one of the highlights of the evening is Wheels of Justice, which is his latest body of work. Can you tell us a little bit about the play and what to expect from it?
Well, the play is, again, in the style of the Professor Wole Soyinka, written to give out some, a little bit of advocacy in a different way, on like a globe on society issues and so on. So this play is there to remind us of our rights as civil members of the society, and also to ensure that even as we see everything that is going on around us, we continue to insist on our rights as a society.
So is everybody allowed to come for this?
Certainly, it's free for everyone to come in. We're not charging anyone for it. So it's free for people to attend Muson Center, Ajip Hall, which is on at Lagos Island itself. I think as far as we're concerned, basically we are all prepared to welcome everybody. It's free for all members of the public to attend, to have that evening with Professor Wole Soyinka, and also to watch the play.
Right, now let's turn our attention to 70 years of the Pyrates Confraternity, and of course, you know, started as a university-based movement, and we've seen it evolve beyond that. Can you tell us about some of the highlights over the years? Because 70, that's a huge milestone. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the journey thus far and some of the moments that you feel have been the highlights of getting up to 70 years.
So we have actually been very much focused on human rights and also advocacy about societal issues. That's the genesis of how the Pyrates Confraternity was founded by Professor Wole Soyinka and 6 others in the College of Ibadan, as it was at the time. But over that period, we've moved out of university space, campus space, and we continued this particular advocacy. Some of the things that we've done over time, for example, when the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway was built, we realized as an organization that there was a lot of corruption at the toll gates at the time. And it was through our research that the government at the time actually stopped the toll gate corruption going on. And we also we played a very huge role in the foundation of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Professor Wole Soyinka was part of those who did the initial things. And when it came to Bakassi Peninsula as well, we did a lot of advocacy on Bakassi. We did for the Darfur situation when it was, we worked with the United Nations at the time. Right now, we're actually accredited as a United Nations observer, as an organization. And we also been, over the course of time, making great impacts in various society where we are. We exist on not only in Nigeria here, we're also in Europe, we're in the US, we're in Canada, we're in Japan, we're in Australia, we're in different countries all across the world where we continue to provide advocacy to the people.
Do you, of course, I'm not a member of your confraternity, but I'm just wondering, do you see it? Do you see yourself collaborating with like-minded groups to, tackle the issues for which you're passionate in the near future, expanding in that regard?
Certainly. Part of our own modus is actually to work with like minds. Mm-hmm. And over time, we've actually worked in partnership with EFCC and also with ICPC, where we did projects with them. There's even one of the works that we did, which we did an investigative report on the corruption that is going on when the people were being asked to sign up for national identity cards. And it's on the basis of that investigative report that we did, we handed it over to the security agencies, and they then arrested so many people on that regard. So we do collaborate with other civil societies on this in the course of the advocacy that we do.
Right, now in sitting down having a conversation with Professor Wole Soyinka during the event, there's so many things that come to mind. One of my questions is, of course, we saw in the last election, he was extremely vocal and visible throughout the process. Will we be expecting any review of how the process, because we haven't heard much on him concerning the election itself since it concluded? That's number one. Secondly, will we be expecting any conversation about the state of the nation as it currently stands as part of this engagement? And of course, as part of what the confraternity stands for in terms of advocacy and ensuring that there is a free, fair, and peaceful environment within Nigeria and within the areas where the confraternity operates.
Surely. As we all know, Professor Wole Soyinka is not someone who would shy away from speaking his mind on political issues or societal issues, humanitarian issues, and so on. And as far as the evening with him is, there's always the opportunity for people to ask questions based on whatever areas that they feel that they need some clarifications on or some more information, or they will even want his perspective on different issues. So I'm fairly certain that, yes, he would be able to speak about recent events or past events or even his past activities as a very vocal and active advocate for of civil society way back then. So I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of interesting news and information to hear from him on the day itself. So people who attend should come ready with their questions. Yes. Hot questions.
You should attend and ask the question. But for now, we'd like to thank you for your time, Mr. Abiola Uwaje of the National Association of Sea Dogs Pyrates Confraternity. All the best on Saturday, and thank you for being here on Newsday.
Thank you so much for having me.